Hello everyone, I'm Will and this is Norton Film and Review! So today I am back with some more film news, some things you may have heard, some things you may have not have heard, but I've got so much to talk about, so let's crack on. So first things first, something that I saw last night that I had to tell you all about, especially if you're a Marvel fan, is all about Doctor Strange 2. Now, we know the film is going to have a horror element to it. We don't know how deep they'll go into the horror side of things, as it's still a family film. There's no age rating on it as yet or anything on that side of things, but we'll soon know, and obviously that is going to indicate what/how scary that might be. Now, we know with films such as Scary Stories to Tell in a Night, when it sits in that 12A, 12 to 15 bracket, they can sometimes push the barrier a bit closer to things that maybe aren't suitable for children, but manage to get away with it. Are we going to touch on that side of things and actually have one that is a bit more of a 15 rating maybe? Who knows? I'm sure they most probably won't, because they want to make sure that this is still accessible for children, and most probably so they can add it to Disney Plus at some point. But that's not what I want to talk about today. No, I want to talk about a character that may feature in Doctor Strange 2, which could be amazing. Ghost Rider. Rumour has it that someone in particular is going to play this character, and that character will feature in Doctor Strange 2. So not only is this character a lot of fun, and personally I'm not necessarily a fan of the original films they did with Nicolas Cage, and we got 2 of them, but it's a great character and it would be great to see it in this film in particular, and then lead to get its own one, especially if we get the actor that the rumours are leading to. And I'm talking about Keanu Reeves. Oh yes! I can see him doing it, and especially after we've had films like John Wick, which have just given him a new lease of life in the cinema world now. He's constantly in things, he's popping up as cameos, he's hilarious, he does so many of his own stunts. I think he could be brilliant, and I'm really excited. The only thing is, how long will he be able to play the character? Who knows? Obviously, you know, these people are getting on. But it isn't stopping him, and he is an incredible action star and hilarious, as I say. What do you think? Keanu Reeves as Ghost Rider, featuring, hopefully, in the new Doctor Strange 2. Drop a comment below. I'm so excited for this news. Next up is something from Dwayne Johnson. If you're a fan of Hobbs Shaw, a spin-off from the Fast and Furious franchise, we're getting another one. It's currently in development now. The first one actually, as much as these films are now getting more ridiculous, the Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, they are mental. Some of the stunts are just ridiculous. And the fact that someone's thought of that and gone, do you reckon we could do that? Yeah, we can do that. Is baffling sometimes. But these films don't take themselves serious. They are just good fun. Action films packed with it. It's got everything that you could want from an action film, but sent to a ridiculous level. Now, I watched Hobbs and Shaw with Jason Statham and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I think a second one could be really good fun, especially after what they did with the story. Dwayne Johnson has said it is in development of how and what they're going to do with the story and where the characters are going to go. So with that in mind, we're most probably not going to expect the film till at least 2022 or maybe 2023, which seems so long away. But the reason I say that far away, because obviously Fast and Furious 9, yes, 9, should have been out next month. That film has moved from May the 2nd this year to April 2nd next year. Nearly a whole year, which is ridiculous. So due to that obviously pushes a lot of other projects forward, making the dates change. And also we all know that Dwayne Johnson has a very, very busy schedule. So how's he going to fit it in? Who knows? What's the story going to be? Who knows? Let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Next up, something that has popped up in the news for the last 24 to 48 hours is Ezra Miller, and some footage that is leaked of him supposedly attacking a fan. If you haven't heard of Ezra Miller, he plays the Flash in Justice League and was expected to get his own solo film in 2022. With that in mind, moving straight on, doesn't mean he's going to get recast. Who knows? Justice League wasn't very popular in the sense of audiences. It made a lot of money, yes. Are we going to get a next one? Who knows? but we already know that we've got a different Batman, so there'll be no Ben Affleck. If they replace him, we'll have a new Flash. We're most probably not going to get a Cyborg movie, which only leaves us a couple of characters of the Justice League still actually available or in it as their characters, if that makes sense. So, does it matter if it gets recast, or will they just ignore it and wait for it all to blow over and they'll just continue and he'll get his own film anyway? It's time for some horror news! Yes! Now, you all know that I absolutely love my horror films, and a particular director, writer and producer that I am very fond of and has been doing some amazing work over the last couple of years is Jordan Peele. Now, it is now in the works of what Jordan Peele's new film will be. If you haven't heard of Jordan Peele and you like your horror films, I don't know how you haven't heard of him. Jordan Peele did Get Out, which got major Oscar buzz and was a fantastic film. On top of that, we had Us, which in my personal opinion is one of the best films we had that year. It's really beautifully done, very clever writing, very clever film. He's just a genius. And on top of that, he's a funny man. He plays a character in Big Mouth, which you can find on Netflix, a cartoon, which is just hilarious. I could go on about Jordan Peele for ages. And of course, he's also producing the remake of Candyman, which should have come out in May, and it looks like it's not coming out till October, November, the end of this year. But, moving on to his next film, he is set to be the director or producer of one of the next Universal monster films. Due to the popularity of The Invisible Man and the works for a new Dracula film, as well as a new Frankenstein film, I'm really interested. Which one is he going to be doing? Which character will he be focusing on? Who knows? But one thing we do know is someone that he wants to be in this film. And he is trying to get his hands on none other than Will Smith. I am really excited about this. Jordan Peele, Will Smith in a horror film, which we haven't seen him in. The closest we have seen him in, 3C Films said it themselves and completely agree, is I Am Legend. And that's more of a thriller style film. It isn't a horror, but it's closest to it, if you like. But he's great in serious roles. So the pair of them together will be fantastic. What I'm fascinated by is, when are we going to find out which one it is? Which monster film is it going to be? And will Will Smith be the monster? Or will he be someone who's trying to stop the monster? Who knows? I am really intrigued to see what's going to happen with this, especially with those two names in the works. Will Jordan Peele get Will Smith to do it? I think he will. But who knows? Things chop and change. So, Jordan Peele's next horror film is going to be one of the monsters from the Universal Monsters, and hopefully will star Will Smith. Drop a comment. Surely you've got to be excited about that. And finally, to finish off today's video, I want to talk about Ant-Man 3. Yes, I'm back to the Marvel films. Now, 3C Films said it themselves, and I completely agree, with Ant-Man being one of the lowest money-making films of the Marvel universe. He's very similar to the Hulk. People love the character, but when it has its own solo movie, it doesn't get as much hype and doesn't receive as much money. Now, is it because of the writing? Is it because maybe people think the character itself is a bit too much? Who knows? We won't know unless we did a poll or something like that. But the one thing I'm really excited about is a new writer that's now been attached to this script. Now, Paul Rudd has always had a hand in writing the Ant-Man scripts, and I think he's done a good job, but he's done that with a team. He penciled a script for Ant-Man 3 and the company said that it still needed some work. And now they've got in another writer to help make this work. And I think it could be the icing on the cake. Jeff Loveness. You've most probably never heard of that name before, but I think he could be what's going to make Ant-Man 3 work an absolute charm. Him and Paul Rudd, along with I'm sure other team members to write the script, will be fantastic. Jeff Loveness worked on Rick and Morty, another comedy cartoon program which you can find, I think, on Netflix, but you can certainly find it on E4 or 4 on demand. Have a little watch. It's hilarious, very out there, but it deals with space, time travel, so many weird sci-fi and science storylines that he could be the perfect writer for this. And it's a comedy. His work could be really helpful with Paul Rudd's writing. I don't know much about the story that he's putting into it, but what I do know is that they thought it was nearly right So bringing someone like Jeff Loveness in could make this the perfect script. Could it be the big money maker for Ant-Man 3? Who knows? Are you a fan of Rick and Morty and interested to see how his part fits into the script? I'm intrigued, let me know. So that's all I've got time for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Here's a quick recap. Apologies that it's slightly longer than my usual videos, but here we go. So, it looks like Ghost Rider is going to feature in Doctor Strange 2, and fingers crossed it's going to be played by the wonderful Keanu Reeves. Straight on from there, Hobbs Shaw 2 is currently in development. We don't know when, what the story is going to be, but I'm sure we'll most probably get it in 2022 or 23, depending on how it all fits in. Of course, as I said, if you fancy something a bit then Ezra Miller has been in the news with regards to some leaked footage about him possibly attacking a fan. Does this mean we're going to get a recast for The Flash? Who knows? And of course we talked about Jordan Peele's new film, which is going to be one of the Universal horror monster films, and he is hoping to secure Will Smith in one of the roles. Who? We don't know, but I'm absolutely excited about this. And finally we mentioned Jeff Loveness joining the team and helping with the script of Ant-Man 3. That is, as I say, all I've got time for. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. I'll be dropping my next video on Saturday, which will be a review of the next episode of The Mandalorian on Disney+. And of course on Sunday I'll be dropping my new video about rescheduled cinema from films that should have been out in March, April, May, June, July and through the year that have now moved along to later on in the year, and some even to 21 and 2022. So tune in for those on Saturday and Sunday, but I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget, subscribe to my channel. I'm Norton Film and Review. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely week. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.